and Somo Kodidi, So Kodidi were released. It was a very big hit. It was a great entertainer, and people used to see over and over again. And particularly, all Kamal Haasan's films at that time were being dubbed into Telugu by one Mr. Apparao, who later became Chakravarti, a great music director. He was doing some place. And subsequently, everything was by S.P. Balasubramaniam. S.P. Balasubramaniam, right now, everything is only S.P. Balasubramaniam. He gives voice to Kamal Haasan. But that particular film, I wanted only Mr. Kamal Haasan's voice. I told Kamal Haasan, you please do your own, you please dub your own voice with your own voice. And no question of dubbing here. He agreed, and we went to Bangalore for dubbing, because here so much of disturbance will be there, some producer will be coming, he will be disturbed. We all went to Bangalore, booked a theatre for 3 days, and morning till evening I was there correcting all the nuances of Telugu, how to pronounce, and he is very quick in adapting the Telugu language, and he pronounced it very well and in his characteristic way. Actually, that sort of a volume control was very good only because it was Kamal Haasan. Any other person would not have got this. So finally he dubbed the voice, and it was very interesting, it was very new to the audience, and it was a hit. That was dubbed in Tamil. That dubbing Tamil also, when we were re-recording, lot of people were coming inquiring for this dubbing rights at that time. Probably the cost of the entire picture would have been 6 lakhs, 7 lakhs, 8 lakhs between that time. So they wanted to give about 80,000 or 1 lakh maximum. And Mr. Banda Suryananda, the producer, wanted to get the maximum amount. And one day, a person called Gurupadam, he came and asked Mr. Banda Suryananda whether he can have the Telugu rights. Mr. Gurupadam was actually not a big distributor or a producer or a man with a lot of money. He was a person who was arranging orchestra people for music directors, Rajan and Nakendra, right before us. For every recording, Gurupadam used to tell all orchestra people, tabla, violin, veena, you have to be here, this is the call sheet. This is the job he was doing, and he used to get commission or salary for that. This was his job. And if this man comes and says, I want to dub the film, a Kamala Haasan's film, paying that, how can a producer believe? He did not want to say no. The easiest way is to increase the cost. Say, I am quoting only 1,20,000 rupees if you are giving that, and that too 50% advance. Okay, sir, he said. He went away. Next day, he came with a cash of 60,000 rupees and said, here is 50%, sir. I will give the rest of 50% before the release or before taking for dubbing. Give me the dubbing. Mr. Banda Suryananda was stunned. This man is getting 60,000 rupees just like that, the man who is beating the orchestra. I told him, if he has got the capacity to do this, he has got the capacity to do anything. He has the capacity to do dub it very well also with all the quality. Give him the rights. He gave the rights, and exactly as he said, other 60,000 rupees also he gave. Pakka, 1,20,000, higher amount than what others gave Mr. Banda Suryananda, this Gurupadam gave and took it for dubbing. And while Kamala Haasan dubbed for the Telugu film, actually he was a very popular star in Tamil. Somehow some dates did not suit. We had Y.G. Mahendra dub for Kamal Haasan. So Kamala Haasan's original voice in Telugu. For Tamil, Y.G. Mahendra's voice is in Tamil, and it was called Iru Nilavagul. And all the songs, same Rajan Nakendra, they are recorded, and somebody saw it. They purchased it from higher price from Gurupadam, and like that 3 hands changed with bigger profit. Finally, the man who was the highest bidder released it on a festive day with another 7 straight Tamil films. This is dubbed film. All the other straight Tamil films failed. This dubbed film won, and this was a success. That became a big hit for Kamal Haasan also. Though it is a dubbed film, a Kamal Haasan film is a bigger hit than other films. So, that is how the Gurupadam became a producer, and later he made a bigger picture. He went on to make a picture with Krishna. He went on to make a picture with N.T. Ramarao, in N.T. Ramarao and Nageswara Rao together, and finally he went on to make a film with Amitabh Bachchan himself. He became a very big Hindi movie producer. This Gurupadam went there. If a man has got the capacity and guts, some way, that enterprising spirit, I think anybody can reach anything in this, any world, and especially the film world gives great opportunity. So, Somakudi again was a big success story, and unfortunately, Mr. Banda Surana wanted to do another film with Kamala Hassan. We were all trying for subjects and all that. That is the only film he did. Mr. Banda Surana could not do much film. He became sick. He was a diabetic, and he passed away some years later. That was the only film he made. So, by the time Somakudi was released, on the home front, there was a lot of improvement because of so many films in my home status. The Film Directors Association, the Film Directors Colony was starting, Rajaram Film Directors Colony. They were giving flats to everybody. I had applied for one flat. At the initial stages to apply, I did not have money. So, my father-in-law gave me some money to give advance, because he told me, if you miss this chance, you will not get the chance again. You please take that money. It was a blessing naturally from him. That made me get lot of pictures. Then with that advance, I was able to repay all the installments and all that, and the flats were ready, and I asked for a particular flat which was opposite, south facing, and opposite a park there. So, they gave me that. Nobody asked for it. I just thought, usually to some lots, whether you are giving me some allotment. Nobody has asked. If you ask for a flat, we will give. These are the housing board flats. So, I asked for that, and I got one of the best flats there. It was 5D Rajaram Film Directors Colony. So, there we stood a number of years. It was a very, very great life. My father had come here from Gudur. I got him here, and my two daughters are grown up. One was in college and one was in school. And my neighbors was Mr. P. N. Menon, another great Malayali director, who was in my art director for my Tangaturi Suryakumari's play, Chitrarjuna. And this P. N. Menon had two daughters, and these two daughters, my daughters, were actually classmates. Not only classmates, they are all very thick friends, very close friends. So, it was a very nice life. And at that time, I was also getting a number of pictures after Somakudi. This is the time one has to be careful, choosy, not to be, not greedy. So many pictures are coming, we all dream everything will be a hit. So, the danger is we may pass into instead of a very good film with so many films, the concentration of one film will be lost, and we may build something else, and it may turn out to be an average film. That is what happened for 4 films. One film was a film called Ramachilaka. This was a remake of Annakili. Already Mr. Sundarlal Mehta, who has already saw my work in the Soundappa Chettiar Swakadipam Veligindi, he called me and wanted to know Andame Anandam. It was his film. Can you do another film? I want to do this Ramachilaka. I saw the film. It was a very good film. First of all, big hit music. Ilayaraja's first picture as music director. And I told him, sir, one of the reasons is 2. One is Ilayaraja's music. Another thing is Sujata, she is a new girl. That is a newness. Mr. Sundarlatha's idea is, if with a new girl it collects so much, with a star it will collect 4 times the amount. That calculation he did. I said, no, with a star it may go down. With certain subjects, only with new people it will be good. Only some subjects, only with a star it will be good. With a new picture it will not be good. I argued. But finally he insisted. But a big producer, a moneyed person who was definitely able to give me perfectly the money, I accepted Ramachilaka. And we had a top star at that time, Vanisri. Vanisri was there, and Chandramohan, Jagaya, all these top stars were there. But once we had the top stars, again Satyam was the music director, Srikanth the cameraman, that Sundarlal the Ghatothkach unit. But the flavor of all new people working, as in Annakili, that was lost. It was very well done. Actually, it was in color. Annakili, I think, was in black and white, but this was in color. And Mr. Satyam was the music director. I asked him, most of the tunes we copied only Mr. Ilayaraja's tunes. Only those tunes Mr. Vetur Sundaramurthy wrote lyrics for Telugu. But somehow that flavor of that original we were not able to get, because the star was coming. I was not able to see the characters. I was able to see the only stars. I knew about it, but nothing else. There was money coming, is the business, part of the profession. The picture did not do well. The Ramacharika was raised. At the same time, by the time there was another producer came, he wanted to make a film. He was a production manager with Vijay Nirmal from Ramanaya. And I made a film called Mangala Toranalu. There, Talur, Rameswari, they were there. And that also did not do well. Like 3 or films. And one film was Triloka Sundari. That was Mr. Pinjara Subbarao. He wanted me to make a folk tale. That was interesting, because all social pictures I was making, I wanted to make a folklore. But at that time, folklore means with Mr. N.T. Ramarao, there is no folk tale. But we did it with Mr. Narasimha Razu. They tried to do as much as possible, but the best part of the entire the Triloka Sundari was the miniatures created by one Mr. Nagarajan. Nagarajan, he passed away very recently at the age of 94 and 95. For a long time, I wanted to beat him, make a documentary of how he did miniatures, interview him, take all the notes, but somehow I missed it. Every time I used to come, no, we will go later. Suddenly I heard the news that he passed away. Even in the last age, he was very active and talking. I could have done the documentary at any time. Somehow I was not able to do. He was, I think, the top man in the entire country. If I speak in India, he made some miniatures for Triloka Sundari. You can't, with the matching, in the outdoor he makes miniatures. We went to the beach and we were shooting a sequence, and there was a curve in the seashore. All the waves are there. And he made the pillars with a curve in a miniature. The miniatures will be only about 8 feet or so. The entire curve is there. It will be, the pillars will be in diminishing order. But all that is calculated exactly in a diminishing order, on a graph paper. On a graph paper, he used to see the lens, he used to put a line angle. So this picture is, this is about 2.5 feet, that will be about 225, 2 feet, 1 foot, 870, like that, small difference, about 20 pillars used to come. So exactly you see, it was with the same sunlight, outdoor lighting, and with outdoor lighting, it was brilliantly done. Later we adopted the same thing for Bhairav Deepam, where S.D. Lal, Kabir Lal, who made a lot of films for Subhash Gainau. He is in Bombay, one of the top cameramen. He worked for my Bhairav Deepam. We did the miniatures for him in Vijaya Mahal as a castle owner. It is only car parking. The car parking we converted with a miniature as a big castle with horses coming. So that we learnt only from Nagarajan. So Nagarajan did, and Mr. Ramu was the cameraman. He used to do tricks as though it was nothing. We saw tricks by Ravikant Nagaic and Mr. Harban Singh in Vijaya. But he had a towel on his shoulder and he did the mask shot as though, even mask we used to take carefully, cut the mask black and attach it, all that we were doing. He just tore it like that, put it there, next he tore it like that, put it there in the minutes, and it was wonderful. There was no light, nothing. I don't know how he did it, whether some lighting somewhere, some genius, Ramu. He was the cameraman for that. And Triloka Sundari was a folk tale. It was an average, it had some music by same Satyam, I think. So, these are the films which we Mangalatwaran, and we did some 4 films I was doing, one after another, one after another, one after another, just getting, when you go to this state, this state, all released in 1978, 79, 80, like that. In those period, all films were released. All films were okay, but it was not to Singeetam Srinivasa standards. That was the frame I get. I did not know what to do. At that time, Mr. Kamal Haasan one day phoned me. He had finished his 99 films and he wanted to produce the 100th film himself. He wanted to start a company called Haasan Brothers, that is Kamala Haasan, Chandra Haasan and Charu Haasan. There are Haasan brothers. All the 3 brothers together is the Haasan Brothers. And that company he wanted to put, and he wanted me to direct his first film. I don't know why he asked, because there are all big directors already in Tamil film who worked with him, who are worked successfully with him. They were all there, but probably that sort of an understanding, that wavelengths, probably he thought. I said, okay, we will do that, and I went there, and he was shooting a film called Kalyan Raman in Ooty, that is produced by Panju Arunachalam. Myself, and there was an assistant to Mr. Balachandra called Anantu, he is no more. One of the greatest film buffs. They all went one day to France to shoot a film. All the people were going to see Eiffel Tower and other sightseeing in Paris. He went from theatre to theatre seeing French films. This is Anantu. He was never interested in Eiffel Tower. He was never interested in any of the clubs or any of the sightseeing places. He was interested only in films. Such a brilliant script writer. He used to write scripts very well. He was the right hand of Mr. Balachandra, Anantu. So, he worked for all our scripts, especially Rajaparvai and Apura Sodaragal. He was a backbone for our script. So, he and I went to Ooty together to meet Kamal Haasan. And Kamal Haasan said, I saw this Kalyan Raman, the get-up and all that. I said it was a sure hit. You give it to any for dubbing, it will be a sure hit. I told Mr. Panju Arunachalam also. Then we discussed some subjects this way and that way. Finally, he came, and Kamal Haasan said there is a film called Golmaal, because we just did Sommokudidi, Sokokudidi, Iru Niluvagul. He said there is a Golmaal directed by Amol Palekar. I think it's a very big hit. Why don't you see that film and we can do that? I said yes, but that film was not running, it was in Bangalore. So, myself, Charu Haasan and Vani Kamala Haasan, Vani Ganapati. So, we all the 3 went to Bangalore, we saw the film, we liked it, we wanted to do that. But before that, we heard that Mr. Balachandra wanted to do that same subject. So, there was no point in doing that. And I also told him, no point in doing another comedy, another double role, and Kamala Haasan's production, first picture, should be something outstanding. So, Kamala Haasan said, come out with the idea, can we do something there? I am totally blind, and that is how the Rajaparvai concept started. Then we he put in ideas, Anantu gave a lot of inputs, probably some inspirations, and we were all film buffs, we would have been so many films. So, lot of people were talking about this Rajaparvai things were then in this film, this European film, all those things, right from the beginning they were talking. I did not see many of them, but Kamal Haasan used to see, Anantu saw a lot of films, but unconsciously they had an influence. So, we got out a screenplay. Now, because there is no problem, the moment Kamal Haasan is producing, all the distributors were ready, all the purchasers were ready. He was also a big star by that time. There was no problem of business at all. So, we wanted to start. And we had the heroine as Madhavi, because she was already working in my Triloka Sandhya. I put him there. There were a few papers. This was more, I mean, it looked the character very much. We had other, it was we wanted to make it a bilingual. In Telugu, we called it Amavasya Chandrudu. Amavasya Chandrudu, that is Amavasya Chandra, that is the moon. There is no moon, it is a black, in a black day, moon in a black day. So, that is the name we have got. The Rajaparvai is it Tamil name. Actually, this Rajaparvai is suggested by Mr. Kannadasan. He came for a song composing. He wrote And Kamal Haasan asked him, can you suggest some name for this film? He said, Kuradikanna Rajaparvai. Like that, Rajaparvai will be a good title. Mr. Kannadasan suggested Rajaparvai. One other film which I had to mention, those 4 films I do was for various reasons, for the sake of money. And another thing was a film called Gammat Goodacharlu, where 3 young boys are become detectives and they solve a murder mystery. That's it. It's a nice, sweet subject, but we had to do in a very, very great, grand way, probably in color, because it's a children's film. And this was produced by my neighbor and a good friend called Mr. Ageless. He was a producer and he was my neighbor, and right director's colleague, Rajaram Film Directors Colleague. So he said, Mrs. Srinivasa Rao, why don't you do a film for me? I said yes, and he wanted to make it very economical. We should have made it in color. Instead we make it in black and white. We did not have a big casting. And again Mr. Satyam was the music director. That also did not do so well as expected, but it's a very interesting subject even today. All the subjects are good. Only thing is, it makes so much of difference in proper making. When that making, there's a difference, it doesn't do well at even subjects. Supposing the subject itself is not good, even if you make it in the best way, it will not happen. So this is what happened.